Harlem line.
You cannot stop him, you can only hope to contain him.
Maybe I'll do that if JP drives and dunks. After the national anthem, right? Are those two?
Tigers are here visiting next door in Provo, Utah. The Tigers come into tonight's game at 1-2, their only win coming last week against Salem Hills. Meanwhile, the hosting Bulldogs will be playing in their second game, looking for their first win after suffering a defeat last Friday against crosstown rival Timpview. But we're glad we can cover this game. I'm James Allen here alongside Cale Bybee. And Cale, these teams don't play each other too often. They aren't in the same region, but when they do play, it's always fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly, James. You look at the game they played last year in Orem. There were multiple lead changes. Game was tied in the final minute, and Orem ended up winning free throw in an instant classic, 48-47. So tonight, Provo's looking to get some revenge. They have two guys that played a huge role in that game with Isaac Castagneto and JP Camargo, who look to even the tables this time around.
And now we'll go ahead and get into the starting lineups. First, starting off with visiting Orem Tigers.
Yes, for Orem, Dane Christensen and Nicholas Clark will be getting the start, Orem's two star players, along with Will Hull, Ethan Stoddard, and Ice Toeva'o.
Now they've got a lot of height, a very young team, and a strong junior class. We'd like to remind everyone, though, that this broadcast is being brought to you by our very own Dog Pound TV. We thank you guys for watching, and remember to subscribe. The content on this channel is produced by Provo High students from Mr. Mitchell's Video 1, 2, and TV broadcasting students. And now for our Bulldogs starting lineup. Starting at guard, number 5, senior Ty McCune, listed at 5'10". Also senior Isaac Castagnetto, starting at 6'2". We also have McKay Robert, the senior, at 6 foot, and Josh Urrutia, the junior, the only junior in the starting lineup core, and then Juan Pablo Camargo, also known as JP, the big 6'7" center there, holds the team together down low. That's our starting 5 for Provo, and we are just minutes away from tip-off. Bulldogs being coached by head coach Don Johnson. He's entering his 6th season after taking over for the legendary Craig Drury, who led Provo High to 8 state titles in 32 years here at Provo High. And then the Orem Tigers are head coached by Perry Wildeboer. So now here on the tip, it'll be Stoddard, Ethan Stoddard, and JP Camargo. And we are underway. Bulldogs win the tip, and they'll set up their offense.
Great Euro step by JP Camargo, carving through the defense.
JP coming off a tough game last week against Timpview. I guess it's tough by JP standards, of course. He had 9 points, but he was 2 for 8 from the field. And you like to see him score more than that.
Yeah, an interesting storyline to watch is both Provo High's arguably their best players, Isaac Castagnetto and JP Camargo. They both struggled quite a bit against Timpview. Look to see them try to rebound here tonight.
And on Orem's first possession, it was Nicholas Clark. Took it right at a much smaller Ty McCune. And a nice block there from Ethan Stoddard.
That was great defense by Stoddard.
But we'll be looking for the mismatches pretty much all night, as Provo High is much more undersized than the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Johnson about that. That was one of the things he was worried about. He said he talked about how his team is much smaller this year, and Orem's a very physical and big team. So he talked about how he's looking for Provo to throw the first punch in a sense and establish their physicality.
Yep, they'll certainly need to do so, as they are one of the smallest teams in the region. And there it is, Isaac with the second bucket of the game. And there's another good sight to see. Both JP Camargo and Isaac Castagnetto didn't have their best games against Timpview. Great steal from Josh Urrutia, and he's immediately fouled.
And again, early on, you look at Provo, they're trying to establish their will against Orem, and especially with the strong defensive stand by Urita.
Nice open look there from Josh, in and out. Urrutia is a great shooter. That one just off the mark there, though. And a smooth stroke from Dane Christensen, the 6'6".
You look at Christensen, he's only a junior. Started quite a bit of games last year for Orem as a sophomore as well. Comes in tonight as Orem's leading scorer.
Yeah, he comes in tonight. I believe he's averaging 16, nearly 17 points per game. And just to show you the size differential, you have Dane Christensen at 6'6", who's playing really your 3 or 4, small forward, and then the Bulldogs, who have Isaac Castagneto, who switches off a lot, but right now he's listed at the 3 spot with McKay Robert playing the 4, so a much smaller lineup for the Bulldogs. Isaac goes straight at Ethan Stoddard. A strong take. The thing about Isaac Castagneto is that he just has such a repertoire of different moves, and he's so talented off the dribble.
Yeah, he's one of those players that you're expecting to play at the next level, and contributed very well to Provo last year during their deep playoff run. He's looking to guide Provo to another deep run this year.
Yes, and as we talked about at the beginning, the Bulldogs played Orem last year. It was in Orem, and they lost by 1 point, but the thing is Isaac had 24 points in that game. And so far tonight, he's already putting up a great performance. He's got 4 of the Bulldogs' first 6 points. There it is, an offensive foul, and the entire Bulldog bench up on their feet. And it looks like the Tigers made a substitution. They've got Micah Fea in there. And one great take from JP. Had a smaller guy on him and took advantage.
Yeah, that was a great job by Camargo. Noticing that he had a smaller person on him, calling for the ball and going up and for the possible and one.
JP's a member of the FIBA U17 Mexican national team. He played with them last year. And just has a ton of experience. Another guy with great athleticism at 6'7". He's doing all kinds of crazy stuff between the leg, dunks and whatnot. He's got a lot of upside to him.
Right there, William Hull, the great drive to the basket. Noticing Camargo wasn't underneath the basket, so took advantage of it and got the easy layup.
And Fea, who's down there, Micah Fea, who's down there on the block with JP, is actually the starting quarterback for the Tigers. Helped lead them to a state championship just a couple weeks ago. Fea battling for position inside. And I think this one will be on McKay.
That would be an interesting thing to see that goes over the night, over the course of the night. I know you mentioned it earlier, but the size differential between Orem and Provo, right there you saw Fea trying to take advantage of a smaller McKay Roberts on him. And Orem nearly got the points.
9-5. Clark calling for a screen. They're trying to get it inside. They know that's where their mismatch is. This is a great defensive set from the Bulldogs so far. And there it is, Josh on the ground, and a foul call.
That was great hustle by Josh Urita. Coming up with the ball there after a great defensive stand by Provo Bulldogs.
Well, you know what? So far, the difference in this game has been the defensive effort from the Bulldogs. Josh especially already with 2 steals.
Yeah, I think they knew coming in here that they had to out-hustle Orem. And so far they are. and it's great to see. Great backdoor cut by Isaac Castagneto, an even better pass by Josh Arita.
Great play call from Coach Johnson. That's a well-designed play. It's a strong drive from number 11, Ice. That's great D from Ty McCune there. You want to give, that's the exact shot you want to give up, a fadeaway. He had a much smaller defender on him. That's a poor shot selection from the Tigers.
Yeah, you look at the fadeaway, that's a very low percentage shot.
Deep three from Isaac.
Oh.
He fires it up there, and that is a great shot, 14-7. And Coach Wildeboer wants a timeout. A perfect start for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you look at Provo, and they just came out firing. Started playing really aggressive, hustled on defense, and got a bunch of stops.
So 14-7, with just under 2 to play in the first quarter. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Back in a minute. And we welcome you back after a quick timeout. Great hands from McKay Robert. And now the first sub for the Bulldogs. They went almost 7 minutes without a sub. And you know, I think the reason why is because you look at last game and the bench only had 2 points.
Yeah, if you're Provo, that's another thing you're looking to establish in this game is getting your bench involved. You look at last week, we had Provo had 3 or 4 guys come off the bench, and they only combined for 2 points.
Yeah, you need more production from your bench players. Matthew Rainier, you got Lincoln Johnson who just checked into the game. Ryder McGillivray, all guys that are going to need to contribute. So here comes Ryder McGillivray into the game as well. Number 2, Coy Burge. And Dane Christensen will take a seat.
Bull splits free throws as Provo brings the ball down.
And honestly, we saw a lot of that turnover, a lot of those turnovers against Timpview so far. I believe that was just the first one. But Josh, that was one of the spots that he struggled with last game. He had 4 turnovers.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Johnson, that's not what you want to see. He's looking for more ball movement. Josh was the only one who touched the ball in that drive and ended with a turnover. Provo's bread and butter is to pass the ball around and find the open shot. And so that was not what you wanted if you were Coach Johnson.
Bulldogs lead by 4 with just a minute to play here in the first quarter. Here comes JP, pretty spin move with the right hand. That's his offhand as he's a lefty.
What a great move by JP Camargo.
JP went in for the steal on that one. Maybe just a little too aggressive there. But honestly, that's what you like to see. The only worry you have is foul trouble, but that was JP's first. Good defense there. 19 seconds to play in the first quarter. 16-10, the Bulldogs lead it. Coach Johnson yelling a play from the sideline. Let's see what they draw up here with 10 to play. Isaac lost the handle on it, and it'll be a jump ball. Bulldogs won the tip. So now the Tigers will get it with 3 seconds left.
That was great hustle by Jack Martin and William Hull. Both double teaming Isaac Castagneto and getting the jump ball. So Orem gets the final possession. Oh my goodness!
I believe it was off in time. And the 5-second drill paying off. Got down the court and got a good look off. 16-13, Bulldogs lead by 3. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a break as we have a second quarter ahead of us. Back in a moment. We welcome you back here to Provo, Utah, 16-13. And the second quarter is underway. Ty, nice move, and gets to the basket.
That was a great move by Ty, noticing that the defender was trying to cheat his way to where Ty was going, and Ty spun and drove to the basket.
McGillivray trying to get some revenge on Micah Fea as he lost to him in the state playoffs in football. Pretty move there from JP.
And so far, number 25, Jack Martin, has provided a much-lifted spark off the bench for Orem, hitting that three just barely and with the steal early on.
And so far, Coach Johnson's strategy in the post has been the three-quarter front. They've been trying to front everything, denying pretty much any pass into the post, forcing them to lob it over the top, which so far has worked. And Ryder fell down. Ryder McGillivray fell down on the play, and it leads to an easy bucket for Coy Burge.
That was really unfortunate because Provo played excellent defense on that possession.
We got a few subs coming into the game. McKay Robert will place Ryder McGillivray, and then Ice Toy Ivao and Dane Christensen will check into the game. Ty hits the front end of the 1-and-1. And so Ty stays perfect from the charity stripe on the season. He was 2 for 2 last game and 2 for 2 today. That shot way off the mark there for Coy Burge. And a fortunate save there. Isaac was trying to pass it to Uratia, and Ty happened to pick it up.
Yeah, it was really lucky Ty McKeon was paying attention, got the ball.
Nice inside out. Good look from Castagnetto. Just off the mark. But that's the kind of play you want. Playing hot potato with the basketball, getting it inside and back out again.
Yeah, it was an open look by Castagnetto. It's a great shot selection.
And so now checking into the game, Jacob Jurado. He replaces Josh Uratia. And another turnover for the Tigers.
Yeah, early on, that's what's really been plaguing Orem. It's just, it may be a combination of both Provo's defense and just laziness on Orem's part with all these turnovers. See if Provo can capitalize.
JP finds Ty in the corner. Nice move back to him. And that's great ball movement once again. That's what Coach Johnson was talking about. He wants his team to play with that kind of ball movement.
Yeah, he was talking about how in the loss against Timpview, the ball was just too stagnant. So too many ISO plays, no passing the ball.
Fast break, Ty McCune goes right into the defender. That's good work there from Ty. Missed the layup, but he'll earn it at the charity stripe now.
You look at Ty McCune, he's really been one of the bright spots of this Provo High team this year. Didn't contribute much last year as a junior. This year as a senior, he's he contributes a lot as a starter. And
yeah, I mean, he was the leading scorer last game. Shot 50% from the field. He hit the only 3 that the Bulldogs made in the entire game. And honestly, I think it was Ty McCune and McKay Robert that were the bright spots in the Timpview loss.
Yeah, you talk about McKay Roberts. He also had quite a bit of points. I think he had 8 last game. But it's what he brings defensively to the table is what Coach Johnson really likes. He likes McKay's hustle and physicality on the defensive end.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, he's also a great shooter. You saw last game, he was 4 for 5 from the field. Him and Ty were the only guys that shot over 50%. Good D there from McKay.
And there's the physicality we were just talking about.
So there was a hold down in the high post. That one's against Ice Toyaiva'o. So JP Camargo will go to the line as the Bulldogs are in bonus. 4:13 to play. Bulldogs extending their lead up to 8 points now. Looking to extend it to double digits. And that's the nice thing about JP. He's such a good shooter, and for a guy his size to be able to go to the free throw line, knock down free throws, it creates such a different dynamic for his defenders.
Great take by Ice Toyeva'o.
Gets the and one. But you know, with a lot of big guys, especially at the high school level, you can foul them down low and make them make him shoot at the free throw line, but most of the guys at this level won't knock down free throws. JP is just one of those guys that has developed a shot early on, and defenders are scared to foul him. So JP got the block there, but Orem right there for the rebound and putback. Cuts the lead to 6 for the Bulldogs. 3:56 to play in half number 1. I'm James Allen here alongside Cale Bybee. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Back in a couple minutes. We welcome you back to Bulldog Stadium. We're here. Orem Tigers taking on the Bulldogs. Now showing a little bit of some full court press. The Bulldogs showed that they were very good at breaking presses against Timpview the other night.
Yeah, that's what you expect from a veteran team like Provo. Just composure under those kinds of defenses.
Once again, they break the press. And they get a pass into JP, who had great position down low. And JP already with 12 points here in the first half, having a much better game than he had against Timpview. Great defense there from Isaac. 3 minutes to play here in the first half. They find McKay wide open. He's a great shooter.
Oh.
In and out. Good look from McKay Robert.
That's exactly what you want for if you're the Bulldogs. Open look off of a turnover. And there you go, another turnover by Orem. Great pass to Ty McCune. Couldn't finish it.
2 missed layups there on that fast break. Great hustle though. Back the other end, McKay Robert. And JP, 6'7", no matter, he'll bring the ball up the court. Little Euro in the lane and finishes with the left hand. JP Camargo showing off his athletic ability.
That was great move. No one on Orem expected him to take it all the way down, and he did with the Euro step and finish.
Good hands from Isaac Castagneto. Another steal. My goodness. The turnovers proving to be costly for the Tigers right now. 2 minutes to play in the first half. JP going to work at the high post. Off the glass with the left hand. They can't stop him. They do not have an answer for JP Camargo right now. He's got 16 points. Nothing going down for the Tigers. Pass ahead. Here comes Robert. And Isaac Castagneto just didn't put the ball on the deck quick enough. JP Camargo going to take a seat with $1:25 to play in the first half. Joel Arby coming off the bench. JP just gonna get a rest. Make sure he ends half number 1 with, I believe, only 1 foul. which is great news for the Bulldogs.
It's a great job by Dane Christensen, taking advantage of the younger Joe Larby on him.
Yeah, and Dayton's had a quieter half, largely due to JP and his presence. And good take there from Isaac Castagnetto. He had Coy Burge on him. They're about the same size. Isaac just too strong. Looking to extend the 10-point lead for the Bulldogs. And so Isaac already into double digits. He had 7 points last game. He's already got 11 in this one.
Yeah, one of the big storylines heading into this game is how is Isaac Castagnetto and JP Camargo going to respond after that not so great performance against Timpview last week. So far they've responded quite well.
Yes, boy have they responded. They put up huge numbers here in the first half. A huge improvement from game one. Joe, a dangerous pass inside, and that one's picked off.
It's a great take by Nicholas Clark, who's also had a fairly quiet half for Orem. Orem's second leading scorer with about 15 points a game. Looking to catch some momentum on the line.
Yeah, you know, sometimes that's all it takes. It's just, you just want to see the ball go through the net, and that can give a shooter their confidence. That one in and out. And he gets a second to go. Great handles there from Joshua Latia. He'll go to the line, double bonus, so he'll shoot two.
Number 5, Lance Reynolds fouled Josh Urita. Lance Reynolds, only a freshman, started a few games for Orem's varsity football team this past year as well.
Yeah, he's one of 2 freshmen on the roster. And then there's only 1 sophomore and pretty much everyone else juniors with just a couple seniors. So there's a very bright future for him, high basketball. 7 seconds to play. Nice
Great
move in the
move.
lane. That's Dane Christensen starting to heat up. And that'll do it. 16 minutes gone, 16 to go. 38-27 is your score at halftime. Bulldogs go into the locker room leading by 11. The story so far tonight has been JP Camargo, 16 points in the first half. Isaac has had 11 along the way as well. We're gonna go ahead and take a break. We'll be back for some more action in the second half.
start fast, and another turnover by Orem. Isaac with the layup. It's a great job by Provo.
And a catastrophe of a start. JP getting up. What are they saying? Count the bucket and one, I guess. A great start here from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they really caught Orem off guard.
And here it is.
Very first half.
Coach Wildeboer absolutely livid on the bench. Swaps all 5 guys out. He had to leave Ethan Stoddard in. He's shooting the free throw, but everyone else came out of the game.
Yeah, I think he's just looking for a fresh start in this half.
We're only a minute and 10 seconds into the game, into the second half, and already Bulldogs have scored 7 points. Good battling down low. You see JP Camargo sort of chuckling. He knows he's in their head. Great play call. That's a wide open look. Isaac wants that one back.
Yeah, it was a perfect play call. Perfect out of bounds call, and Isaac got the wide open shot. Too bad he couldn't come up with it.
And you see Isaac frustrated there. He had a lot more of those frustrations last game against Timpview.
And another Orem turnover.
My goodness, this press.
And another one.
This press is absolutely destroying them. Ty, another fast break missed layup. And Ty wants that one back. Looks like he got hit in the eye. That's the second missed layup, though, that Ty has had on a fast break. Needs to finish those.
And I think there's something wrong with Ty's eye. Tried passing the ball to the ref there. I think he got poked and just can't really see right. And another Orem turnover.
Goodness.
Was going to be confused and caught off guard with this half-court press. Provo jumping up to a 19-point lead early.
JP right where he left off in the first half. The Tigers finally break the press. Wide open. Now the Tigers gonna try a press of their own. It's just too soft though. The Bulldogs have some great ball handlers with Joshua Ratia,
Isaac Castagneto, Ty McKeon. I mean, all 3 of those guys.
Yes, and really, you look at Provo's entire lineup. Even JP Camargo can handle the ball at times. We saw a good example of that early.
nice little play call, and an alley-oop. JP got fouled going up. Bulldogs reaching deep into the bag of tricks, trying to have some more fun here, up 20.
Foul, I think, was on number 10, Jackson Egbert, his first.
JP. That's his first miss from the free throw line tonight. He was 5 for 6 from the line the other night against Timpview. And with that miss, he's 4 for 6 tonight. Still showing the 1-3-1 press. Micah, I mean, he can pass the football. He should be able to pass a basketball, right?
Yeah, that was some excellent quarterbacking by Micah Fea. Translating some of his skills on the football field onto the basketball court.
And they're calling a carry on McKay, I believe. 49-32, a 17-point lead. Don Johnson wants to talk a couple things over with his team, but a huge start in the first 3 minutes of the second half. We'll be back in a couple of minutes here on the Dog Pound TV. We welcome you back here. 4:50 to play in the third quarter. The Bulldogs have had a huge start to the second half. And another miscue there. Micah Fea missed a wide open layup.
Yeah, that was a great cut by Fea. An excellent pass to him. Too bad he couldn't finish.
Nice ball movement there. McKay into the lane. Nice little dump pass. Pretty jump set from McKay Robert.
Yeah, that was
and
a
then
great
vision.
Yeah, it was a great find by him. Noticed Isaac calling for the ball down near the basket and drove and dumped it off to him.
51-32. The Bulldogs have blown this thing wide open. Isaac, just a little too touchy on that one.
Yeah, I think Nicholas Clark's just trying to start something for the Tigers, you know. They all started off on a pretty terrible note, to say the least, beginning of the first half. Looking to get some points on the board. And
Nicholas hits the first. Sinks both, making it a 17-point game. Coy Burge will take a seat. And back in is Ice Toyavao. Great ball handling from Josh Urrutia. Anything Nicholas tries to throw at him, he just speeds right past him. JP way too hard on the elbow jumper there.
yeah, he found that soft spot in the Tigers zone. A great block by JP Camargo.
He got up there and pinned him off the backboard. Isaac with the let out. Great pass down court. And JP with a couple blocks. He had 4 blocks when they played the Tigers last year.
Great block by
McKay
McKay.
Robert. That is great defense from McKay, and he slows it up. Great defense. That's one area that Robert has improved on immensely. McKay for the 3. In and out. That's a good look.
Yeah, McKay Roberts had a great look. Too bad he couldn't find the basket, but that was great defense by him. A great block on one of Orem's top players.
Yeah, after McKay, he had 8 points in the Timpview game. He hasn't scored tonight, but he's really had quite a defensive presence. And has had a few assists as well. A strong move there from Ice. Took it against much smaller Josh Urrutia.
A great job by Toyavao, realizing he had a mismatch on him and getting to the basket and getting to the line.
Lincoln Johnson into the game.
JP with the foul. Thought it was a shooting foul, but I guess it was on the ground.
I think it was on the rebound. Micah Fea had a nice little swim move to get to put JP out of position. He used his height to try and get it, but I believe they called over the back on that one. So with an 18-point lead, the referee seeing a little bit of jawing between Ice Toyavao and Joshua Urrutia. And a miscue there. Tigers trying to show a little bit of some full court press. And they find Lincoln. That's a great press breaker right there.
Great steal by Lance Reynolds, using his athleticism to read the ball and steal the pass.
JP, pretty move. Floater with the right hand. That's just such a talented move right there. You don't see a lot of guys in high school that can do that with their offhand.
And you don't see a lot of bigs have that kind of touch with the basketball.
55-37. JP finds McKay in the corner. He's missed a couple tonight. But you don't want to see McKay Robert hesitate on that pull-up right there. He's wide open. Lincoln, another great shooter. That one off the mark.
Yeah, you could tell he thought about it a little bit. I think the couple misses from three that he had early in the game prevented him from wanting to shoot that ball.
Good take from Isaac. And that's a smart move right there. He was the one that went in to Fea, initiated the contact, and got the foul. Very experienced move there from the senior, Isaac Castagnetto, who'll go to the line. Isaac's missed a few from the free throw line tonight. There's a few shots that he'll want back. So the Bulldogs, after getting about a dozen, nearly 15 points off of that press, they fall back into man defense. There's another steal, though. Good hustle from Ice to get that right back from Isaac. Strong move to the rack. Missed it. Great box out from Joe Larby. And Isaac secures the board. JP inside. uses the rim for some protection and sneaks in the back door. Little reverse for the big fella. .40 seconds to play in the third quarter. Bulldogs lead by 19. Wide open look for Lincoln. He's a knockdown shooter.
Yeah, that was clinical by the Bulldogs on how to score on a 2-3 zone. JP getting the ball in the soft spot and kicking it out to Lincoln, and Lincoln Johnson, him nailing the three.
And the Bulldog bench loving what they're seeing. A blocking foul there on Isaac. 9 seconds to play. 22-point lead for the Bulldogs. A huge third quarter. And you know what? One of the big keys to the game for Orem was to keep their defense up in the third quarter, as they've been outscored by their opponents 56-34 in the third quarter in their first 3 games.
Yeah, and you saw it here tonight. A lot of it was just turnovers and allowing Provo to get some easy shots, and that led to Provo to have a huge third quarter.
They blew it open from an 8-point lead to a 22-point lead. And so the struggles for the Tigers in the third quarter continue. We've got 8 more minutes to play. 61-39, Bulldogs up. We welcome you back. We got a start of the fourth quarter. Lance Reynolds bringing the ball up. Just a freshman, but he's got a lot of upside to him. Like you mentioned earlier, he's also a quarterback on the football team. Very athletic.
Yeah, and the exciting thing is he's only a freshman. He has plenty of time to develop and become a great football and basketball player.
Yeah, he really does have the genes for success. His dad was he's an ex-NFL player.
Joe takes a scary fall.
Got hit hard. A strong board, and now he'll go to the line for 1 and 1. And Joe hits the first. That's good news. And so far tonight, I think the biggest thing has been the turnover ratio between the two teams. I mean, the Bulldogs have limited their turnovers, which is a key thing. Kale talked with Coach Johnson before the game, and one of the things he emphasized was that they had way too many turnovers. That's one thing they've limited tonight.
Yeah, and he also talked about one thing he really wanted to do was take care of the ball and be patient on offense. And Bulldogs really established that in the beginning, which allowed them to have the confidence to go faster in the second half. You cannot stop him, you can only hope to contain him.
My goodness. J.B. Camargo, the left-hand tomahawk slam. There's the athleticism we were talking about. The lane opened up. Defender tried to slide over at the last second, but they cannot stop him. My goodness. Definitely have to watch that again. 65-39.
Number 32, Jefferson Lewis, checks in for Orem.
And honestly, that's one of the things that you miss about the student section right now. Only parents of the players in attendance, but I can assure you if there was a student section here, this place would be going wild right now.
Lincoln had Joe wide open down in the post. Decided to pass it to Ty McCune.
Ty has a mismatch on him. Thought about taking the three.
Another dunk.
Timeout, Coach Johnson. And JP lost the ball, got it right back, and then finished again, this time the two-hand slam. Man, I thought for sure that the Tigers would have some kind of a fight back into this thing, but they've pretty much just rolled over and given up on this game.
Yeah, I think the big thing with Orem was what we talked about earlier is their third quarter defense and offense as well with their with ton of turnovers just really set the tone for the second half, and they don't really have the confidence right now to come back, and frankly I think the score's
far out of reach.
Yeah, far out of reach.
So we got a few more subs in on both teams. Jacob trying to take a charge there. They call a blocking foul. And the Bulldogs break the press, and now they'll set up their offense. 6 minutes to play. Jacob picked up his dribble.
Another great thing about this game is not only does the big lead give Provo confidence going into the next game, but it also helps build experience for Provo High's bench.
Yeah, some valuable minutes here for some JV guys to get some time going playing in a varsity game. All starters except for Josh are out of the game right now. Three-pointer there. Dane Christensen. We really haven't seen many three-pointers, really from either team. You know, and in today's game, the three ball is such a huge part.
Yeah, I think the big storyline was how Provo and Orem would respond to the mismatches in size. And that led to a bunch of post scoring, just not with the team you expected. Provo High, with the majority of the points in the post, or in the paint, excuse me.
You know, in games where teams are starting to get blown out, it's always good to see. I mean, really, when you see the subs, it gives you just a glimpse of the future. Who's been putting up minutes in the JV games and doing well there. And you kind of get to see what next year's teams could potentially look like.
Exciting future for both teams. Both teams relatively young.
And now
Right. Go ahead,
checking
sorry.
in for the first time tonight, Rockwell Magleby for Joe Larby. So 4 minutes to play, 68-44. Josh hits the front end of the 1-and-1. I believe that was Jefferson Lewis, the junior, on the offensive board, gets the and one.
It was a great putback by Jackson Lewis. Well, Jefferson Lewis, sorry. See if he could finish it with the free throw.
And he gets the front re-roll. (47-69) is the score right now with 3 minutes left. And right now it'll be interesting to see who really takes command of the Bulldogs offense. Is there really a go-to scorer for this unit on the floor right now? Jacob probing, lost the handle. Now a pass up ahead and an easy finish. Nicholas Clark. And the Tigers take a timeout. I don't know if that 20-point deficit looks promising or what, but they decided to take a timeout. We're going to go ahead and take a break here in the booth as well. Full court press here from the Tigers, and they get a quick steal. 3 minutes to play. It's down to an 18-point deficit for the Tigers. And now a traveling call. Coach Johnson doesn't like the hope that he's seeing from the Tiger team, he'll take out all the reserves and put in his starting lineup as that 25-point lead now dwindling back to 18.
I mean, it's high school basketball. Anything can happen. Be fun to see
Exactly.
Orem come back.
And there it is. Right as the starters come back in, they get a stop and a foul.
There you can see how composed this Provo team is, especially the starters. A full court press doesn't bother them. And this little mini run by Orem didn't bother them as much either. And this was what I was talking to Coach Johnson about, is the identity he wants Provo to have. Is that they want to be mentally tough. And against Timpview didn't show as much, but it showed quite a bit tonight, especially with the starters.
And with that free throw, the Bulldogs up to 70 points. That's a good stat line, especially in a high school game. Good look from outside. JP, great hustle. Isaac up ahead. McKay. Pass to the corner. Joshua Rutia, that one's short. A great move there from Will Hull. It's a good take from JP. I would have liked to see him kick that out to the corner. He had a wide open McKay Robert.
Yeah, I think he was excited with the 2 dunks he had earlier and wanted to get another one.
Yeah. And he goes 1 for 2 on that trip to the free throw line. And hopefully after the starters have quieted things down, the subs can come back in for at least a minute or two. But we'll see what Coach Johnson decides to do. Nice little high-low movement there. And Isaac and McKay collided there.
It was great ball movement by Orem, finding Jefferson Lewis in the post.
It almost looked like Isaac and McKay collided, but good work by both of them to draw the foul. And Isaac will go to the line. Isaac hits the first. And there it is, 24 points for Isaac Castagnetto. He had 24 in the last time they played them in the 1-point loss. Tonight, a much different storyline, but Isaac Castagnetto putting up big numbers once again.
Yeah, great job by both Isaac Castagnetto and JP Camargo rebounding after the loss at Timpview last week and shaking off an abysmal performance to
The T-Birds.
yeah, fantastic performance tonight.
And so now the subs will get another look. And a couple guys getting their first varsity minutes. David Martinez and Aaron Castagnetto. I believe these are their first minutes playing varsity all season. Aaron, the younger brother of Isaac. Brandon in the corner, 3 ball. That's off the mark. Great offensive board. Brandon got another look.
Great,
David.
great rebound by Jefferson Lewis.
So with just under a minute to play, and with Isaac Castagnetto and JP Camargo's nights being finished, they had the bulk of the Bulldogs' points. 24 for Isaac, and according to my stat sheet, 23 points for JP Camargo. Both had huge nights, and they carried their team to a victory. Ty McCune added 8. Josh had 6. And the Bulldogs cruise to a victory.
Number 20, Sawyer Beck checks in for Jefferson Lewis.
And Rockwell extends it to a 20-point lead once again. 50 seconds to play. And Matthew fouls. And with the Tigers in double bonus, Clark will shoot 2 free throws. Well, you know what? The areas of improvement for the Bulldogs coming into tonight, they wanted to hit more three-pointers, which they did. They only had 1 against Timpview. They also had 12 turnovers. They definitely limited that tonight. And then, of course, you had Isaac and JP, who had to have a big game, and they for sure did that.
Yeah, it was awesome to see Bulldogs respond after a tough loss to a rival in Timpview.
And you know what? At the end of the day, the Bulldogs just outplayed and outcoached the Tigers. And with 30 seconds left, Tigers trying to get a last couple of buckets. They're calling some touchy fouls. You know, and then the last area of improvement for the Bulldogs was rebounding. I mean, they got largely out-rebounded against the T-Birds last week. Tonight, it seemed like the rebounding battle was pretty even. I feel like the Bulldogs probably even won that.
I think it was all due to the emphasis Coach Johnson put on the team on being physical. When you box out and be physical with the other team, good things tend to happen, and you get the rebound. So great adjustment by him and the team.
And it's always good to see sort of the mentality of the team as a whole after a loss, whether they rebound or just roll over. They certainly rebounded tonight. And with 10 seconds left, Ryanier will dribble it out, and 75-57 is the final score. Bulldogs win big. Orem Tigers had a struggle And we want to remind you guys that this broadcast has been brought to you by Dog Pound TV. And we thank you all for watching. And remember to subscribe to our channel. We'll be live streaming all the games. We got girls basketball coming up next week, and then a lot more into the new year of 2021. Make sure to click the bell and you'll get notified when all that great content will be coming. We thank you guys for joining the broadcast tonight. I'm James Allen alongside Kale Bybee. Have a good night.